You don't really need that much to sound amazing at the guitar. Some flavorful chords, a tasty series of notes, and some groovy rhythmic elements. Put it all together and you're gonna impress a lot of people. So let's look at how we can take your playing beyond simple chords, the pentatonic scale, and generic strumming patterns. As always, you can find all of today's chord and fretboard diagrams in this week's downloadable lesson companion. That will be available over on my Patreon or to my YouTube channel members, along with weekly members-only follow-up lessons, backing tracks, and a whole lot more. Now, we know that the best way to play chords that sound good together is to pick chords that share a key. And this typically gives us a handful of basic major and minor chords that we can mix and match to build a progression, like these chords in the key of G major. All of these chords are just made out of the G major scale. And since they occur naturally in this key, we call them diatonic chords in the key of G major. But we can take these chords a step further and turn them into their 7th chord versions. And since they're still diatonic, they'll all sound wonderful together. Now, 7th chords alone are pretty great and already give us some more flavor, but we can crank that up another notch by turning these into 9th chords, and they're still gonna be diatonic. So now we've got 3 levels of chords we can use in the key. Level 1 is just basic major and minor. Level 2 is our 7th chords. And then level 3 is our 9th chords. And all of these can be mixed and matched at will to create tons of chord progressions that always work. That's a heck of a lot more interesting than just using those basic chords we started with. So let me quickly show you all the chord shapes here. Here are all my diatonic 7th chord shapes. And we've got versions rooted on both the low E and A strings. Then here we've got all the diatonic 9th chord shapes. Also versions rooted on both the low E and A strings. Okay, so if you were to go and solo over these chords, most players would just whip out the pentatonic scale, but that's boring, so let's spice it up a little bit. We'll still use the tried and true position 1 of the pentatonic as our starting point here. So here it is. Scale shape you're probably already familiar with. And the first thing we're going to do is turn this into a blues scale. So we do that by adding a couple notes. Adds a little more flavor in there with those added notes, one here and one here. And now we are going to continue to add notes here. And what we're doing is we're actually turning this from a 5-note pentatonic scale back into the full 7-note scale from the key. So the full G major or the relative minor E minor scale here. Now we have this. And we can keep our blues notes in there as well. So now we get this crazy scale. And that is going to be the scale shape that we use. Now we're going to add one more thing just to kind of kick things up a little bit more, and those are chromatic notes. So all of these spaces here in between in our scale shape, you are now allowed to play those notes as well. And you might think, okay, well, this scale is just no longer musical anymore. But what we're going to do is those chromatic notes, those are going to be notes that we land on and slide up to a note in the scale. So rather than landing on that note, we are going to either slide up to a note in our scale or slide down. And this can sound really cool. Those are notes that aren't in the scale, but I'm totally able to play them as long as I don't emphasize them too much or land on them too hard. So what this now essentially gives you is your pentatonic outline, then we add those blues notes, then we turn it back into the full major/minor scale, okay? And then we now know too, any of those gaps are notes that we can play and slide up or down to a note in our scale. So this is the full final thing. This is gonna give you so much more to work with. And honestly, you can just take this scale as it is and use it in just about any scenario you would normally use your pentatonic. Now, some nice chords and a cool scale aren't quite enough to get the job done. We need to make sure our rhythm is on point. So we're gonna add dynamics to everything. Simply changing up how hard you hit the strings can make such a massive difference. For example, I could play all downstrokes on this G major chord here, no dynamics whatsoever. Pretty boring sounding, but if I add some dynamics to it, the exact same pattern sounds like this. Also, muting the strings in different ways always sounds great as well. Now, this can be as simple as just palm muting. Or I can fully mute my strings and add muted strums in between my chords. And dynamics also need to be applied to your lead playing too. Just changing up how hard I pick the notes and adding some mutes in there. Now, developing this skill can take some time, so don't be too hard on yourself if you're not nailing it right away. Ultimately, as long as you're hitting the strings with varying velocity or throwing in the odd muted strum, you're on the right track. So let's take all of this and start putting it together, starting with our chords. And we can really choose any progression we want using any combination of our diatonic chords. I'm gonna go with E minor 7, C major 9, A minor 9, and B minor 7. Now let's add a dynamic rhythmic pattern. Nice, let's see how our scale sounds over these chords. And finally, let's improvise with the scale over our chord progression. And don't forget to use those chromatic notes too. And just like with anything else, you can take everything you've just learned and use it in other keys or contexts. The chord theory works the same for any key. The new scale shape works just about anywhere your basic pentatonic would. And obviously, adding dynamics to your playing just always makes you sound better. I'll be sure to add the chords and scale in some other keys as well to the downloadable lesson companion for Patreon and channel members. You'll also find a follow-up lesson to this one over there as well. But if you want to stay on YouTube, I'd recommend you check out this video on seamlessly weaving your lead and rhythm playing together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.